African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command in combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation as of September 24, 2025. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue the special military operation. Units of the North Group of troops inflicted defeat on formations of 4 mechanized brigades and 2 assault regiments of the armed forces of Ukraine in the areas of the settlements of Andriivka, Alexiivka, Verkhino, Novaya Sek, Pavlovka, and Krapovshchina in the Sumy region. In the Kharkiv direction, defeat was inflicted on units of a motorized infantry brigade of the armed forces of Ukraine and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements of Bochkov, Volchansk, and Okremovka in the Kharkiv region. The armed forces of Ukraine lost up to 130 servicemen, 5 vehicles, 2 artillery guns, including a 155mm TRF-1 howitzer manufactured in France, a counter-battery radar station, and an ammunition depot. Units of the West Group of troops improved their tactical position. In the settlement of Kupiansk in the Kharkiv region, they captured 115 buildings. The liberation of the settlement of Kirovsk in the Donetsk People's Republic is nearing completion, where Russian assault units have reached the northwestern outskirts. Defeat was inflicted on personnel and equipment of 4 mechanized and assault brigades of the armed forces of Ukraine and a National Guard brigade in the areas of the settlements of Boldarevka, Kolodezno, Petrovka, Smorodkovka, Starovorovka in the Kharkiv region, Maslyakhovka, and Yampol in the Donetsk People's Republic. Enemy losses amounted to up to 230 servicemen, a British-made Snatch armored fighting vehicle, 14 vehicles, and 3 field artillery guns. Destroyed were a counter-battery radar station, 7 electronic warfare stations, and 9 ammunition depots. Units of the South Group of troops improved their position along the front line and continued to destroy the enemy blocked in the Donetsk People's Republic south of the Kleban-Byk Reservoir. More than 4.5 square kilometers of territory were liberated in this area over the past day. Defeat was inflicted on formations of 2 mechanized and assault brigades of the armed forces of Ukraine, a territorial defense brigade, and a National Guard brigade in the areas of the settlements of Ivanopoli, Ilyanovka, Konstantinovka, Nelipovka, and Seversk in the Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy lost up to 215 servicemen, a tank, 3 armored fighting vehicles, 6 vehicles, and 6 field artillery guns. Destroyed were 3 electronic warfare stations, 5 ammunition depots, fuel, and material supplies. Units of the Center Troop Group have taken more advantageous lines and positions. They inflicted defeat on the personnel and equipment of 4 mechanized, tank, assault, 3 airborne assault brigades, 2 assault regiments of the armed forces of Ukraine, a Marine brigade, a territorial defense brigade, and a National Guard brigade in the areas of the settlements Dmitrov, Krasnoarmysk, Krasny Lyman, Novopavlovka, Petrovka, Rodinskoy, and Torskoy of the Donetsk People's Republic. Losses of Ukrainian armed formations amounted to more than 535 servicemen, 2 combat armored vehicles, 5 pickups, 2 artillery guns, and a US-made and /TPQ-37 counter-battery radar station. Units of the East Troop Group continued advancing into the depth of the enemy's defense. They inflicted defeat on the formations of a mechanized brigade of the armed forces of Ukraine and a Marine brigade in the areas of the settlements Malomykhailovka in Dnipropetrovsk region, Novobergorovka, Poltavka, and Uspanovka in Zaporizhia region. The armed forces of Ukraine lost up to 315 servicemen, a tank, an infantry fighting vehicle, 3 combat armored vehicles, 10 cars, 3 field artillery guns, and an electronic warfare station. Units of the Dnieper Troop Group inflicted defeat on the personnel and equipment of heavy mechanized, mountain assault brigades, and a coastal defense brigade of the armed forces of Ukraine in the areas of the settlements Kemesheva, Lukyanovskoye in Zaporizhia region, Vorovka, and Veselo in Kherson region. Up to 70 Ukrainian servicemen were destroyed, a US-made HMMWV armored vehicle, 4 cars, 2 artillery guns, 2 electronic warfare stations, and 3 ammunition depots. Operational tactical aviation, strike unmanned aerial vehicles, missile troops and artillery of the armed forces of the Russian Federation inflicted defeat on an electrical substation supplying enterprises of the Ukrainian military-industrial complex, production workshops of the Motor Sich enterprise, storage and launch sites of long-range unmanned aerial vehicles, as well as temporary deployment points of Ukrainian armed formations and foreign mercenaries in 136 districts. By the forces and means of the Black Sea Fleet, 2 Ukrainian armed forces boats with landing troops were destroyed in the northwestern part of the Black Sea. Air defense means shot down 7 guided aerial bombs and 202 unmanned aerial vehicles during the day. In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, destroyed 667 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 86,435 unmanned aerial vehicles, 630 anti-aircraft missile systems, 25,233 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,592 multiple launch rocket system vehicles, 29,888 field artillery guns and mortars, 42,513 units of special military automotive equipment. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.